Welcome to My Irish Radio Music and Culture News, your connection to everything happening in the world of Irish music and culture. I'm Jamie Flanagan. Each episode will share the latest news from Ireland's vibrant music scene, from traditional and folk to rebel ballads, pub tunes, Celtic rock, and today's top Irish pop. We'll also bring you updates on festivals, cultural events, and people keeping Irish heritage alive around the world. And remember, My Irish Radio is more than just a station. It's your community, your soundtrack, your voice. You can listen 24/7 at myirishradio.com and through the links in the podcast description below. Here's the best part. You can be part of it. Host your very own show on My Irish Radio. Choose your playlist, share your stories, make My Irish Radio your Irish Radio. Let's get into what's happening this week in Irish music and culture.
If you're looking for the ultimate shortcut to being genuinely well-informed about the rapid, complex currents shaping Irish music and culture right now, you are definitely in the right place.
We've done the work for you.
We really have. We took a colossal Irish Music and Culture News Digest, a huge stack of sources spanning, well, everything from contemporary chart data to deep ancient history, and we've distilled it all down.
Just to the most important nuggets of knowledge.
And today's dive is, I think, a study in spectacular contrast.
It really is. The source material, it almost acts like a mirror reflecting these twin pressures on modern Ireland. You've got the constant drive toward, globalized culture and tech,
Right.
And then this deep, abiding pull of centuries-old identity and tradition.
That's exactly it. And our mission here is to extract the definitive insights from this digest. I mean, what defines Irish creativity today?
It's a mix, isn't it? A clash and a collaboration.
It is. We are simultaneously tracking the immediate urban chart success of artists like Travi and Khaki Kid, while at the same time grieving the closure of essential non-mainstream venues.
And then you see this focused institutional effort to preserve the most ancient singing traditions on the island. It's all happening at once.
What's so fascinating here is how the source material shows this constant negotiation between the cutting edge and the bedrock of tradition.
They're not separate forces at all. They influence and define each other, often in really surprising ways that you just wouldn't initially expect.
Okay, so let's unpack this soundscape. Let's start where the immediate energy is focused. Contemporary popular music. The Irish charts are absolutely buzzing.
They are. And they reflect a young, diverse, and I think, importantly, a digitally native audience.
For sure. Travi's new track, VET, feels like a perfect illustration of this energy.
Oh, absolutely. The sources highlight its blend of these hard-hitting dance rhythms and a very local hip-hop flavor. It's continuing his significant chart success.
And that success, it signals something crucial about the market, doesn't it?
It does. It says the modern Irish sound is globally fluent. It's pulling from Afrobeats, drill, house, but it's grounding it in a distinctly local voice.
That blend is key. It shows a confident cultural synthesis. It's not just mimicking global trends.
No, it's owning them. And if you look beyond Travi, the sources point to a really thriving, emerging scene. Naller Nine's Best New Music list is just stacked with diverse talent.
You've got Khaki Kid, US Nayboy, AJVVK.
Exactly. Those names just confirm that the ecosystem is robust. You have everything from genre-blending rappers to indie rock powerhouses. It's messy, it's vibrant.
It's exactly what a healthy music scene should look like. But, not every artist is looking forward. Some are looking inward. The sources also mentioned David Kitt.
Right. He shared new videos for All Been Gold and You Know What I Want to Know.
From his reworked album. What does it signify when an established artist does that, when they revisit and reconfigure their past work?
Well, I think it reflects a wider artistic trend toward, legacy preservation and creative reevaluation. It's not just nostalgia.
It's more than that.
It's recognizing that sometimes the most important artistic statement you can make is finding new relevance in something you've already created. It sort of bridges the immediate success of Travi with the deep institutional history we see elsewhere.
Okay, so let's transition to the industry pillars, the structure supporting all this creativity. We see both major consolidation and some surprising vulnerability.
That's a powerful way to put it. On the consolidation side, the market strength of traditional music is just undeniable.
The Wolf Tones.
The Wolf Tones, a colossal name in folk and trad, announced major summer shows already scheduled for 2026.
2 years out.
Planning that far out shows serious long-term market confidence and an enduring appeal that, transcends generations.
But the sources balance that big business news with a major loss: the closure of the Cooler, a significant jazz venue and rehearsal space.
Yeah.
So while the Wolf Tones are selling out stadiums, the improvised and non-mainstream music scene takes a heavy hit.
Exactly. And venues like the Cooler, they're the incubators. They're for talent that never hits the charts but is absolutely essential for the artistic health of the country.
It's the pipeline.
It is. Losing a specialized space for jazz or improvised music, it doesn't just silence one venue, it disrupts the educational and performance pipeline for an entire community of musicians. This is where the infrastructure is most vulnerable.
Does the source material suggest any context around who's stepping up to address these industry challenges?
Yes, actually. There's a note of stability in leadership. Tom Dunn was elected chairperson-elect of IMRO.
For those who might not know, IMRO is the Irish Music Rights Organization.
Right, they handle royalties and licensing. It's the financial backbone for artists. So electing new leadership there signals an institutional focus on making sure artists are paid fairly as, music consumption changes globally.
So we have this explosive energy of modern hip-hop, the vulnerability of the jazz scene, and the steady hand of industry governance. Now let's go to the deepest well of tradition.
The traditional music scene, it remains profoundly active, often focused on preservation.
And Jer Wolf's release of songs from Freeman's Ballyvorney collection is a perfect example of that.
It is. It specifically concentrates on Sean Nos songs.
Can you just elaborate a bit on what Sean Nos is for anyone who might not have encountered it?
Of course. Sean Nos literally means old style. It's the unaccompanied, highly ornamented, traditional singing in the Irish language. It's not just a genre, it's an ancient cultural artifact.
So it's more than just music.
Much more. Wolf's focus on a historical collection from Ballyvorney shows this dedicated, almost academic effort to keep these unique local traditions alive and accessible. It's really the antithesis of the mass-produced, digitized track.
And that connection to language and deep history, it gets institutional support too. The sources note the upcoming festive special, Gentry na Nolag, airing on Christmas Day.
And this is airing on TG4, the Irish language public service broadcaster, so featuring heavy hitters like Paul Brady, Tommy Fleming, the Brennan sisters. This broadcast is a highly visible institutional celebration of Irish folk and trad,
asserting its central place in the national cultural calendar.
Exactly. It shows that both grassroots artists and major institutions are actively prioritizing this heritage.
And just to complete that picture of Ireland's varied musical palette, the National Symphony Orchestra is hosting Christmas gala concerts with Sidney Campbell-Wallace.
The sheer scope of what the country supports, from cutting-edge bedroom producers to high classical performance, is remarkable. It paints a clear picture. Ireland's cultural identity is defined by its ability to hold all these different threads at the same time.
Okay, let's connect this search for an authentic Irish sound to a broader cultural phenomenon that Digest mentions. The sources highlight a significant resurgence of traditional Irish music, or trad. Not just the institutional stuff, but sessions, public interest.
This is one of the most insightful pieces of analysis in the entire Digest, I think. The suggested reason for this massive cultural comeback, it provides a deep why for you, the listener.
And what is it?
It's a growing, almost desperate desire for genuine cultural connection. And it's explicitly linked to the pervasive sense of digital isolation that defines our modern age.
The cultural pendulum swing in action. So if our lives are increasingly mediated by feeds and algorithms and screens, people are seeking out things that are tangible, immediate, and communal.
Exactly. Live trad sessions, often played in pubs with no microphones, where people are physically present, engaged, sharing a space. It's the perfect antidote to feeling constantly online and disembodied.
It's a societal mechanism for grounding people.
That's a good way to put it. The sources frame this as more than a fad. It's an active rejection of curated online identity in favor of inherited communal identity. When people flock to trad music, they're not just looking for a tune.
No, they're looking for belonging.
They are looking for a sense of belonging that digital life can sometimes hollow out.
This desire for genuine connection, it underpins the major cultural accolades and governmental support we see in the next section. We see Ireland investing heavily in ensuring its cultural artifacts remain vital, both at home and abroad.
You're listening to My Irish Music and Culture News, brought to you by My Irish Radio, streaming the best in Irish and Celtic music all day, every day. From classic jigs and reels to the latest Irish rock and pub favorites, we celebrate the sound of Ireland worldwide. Want to be more than a listener? Be a host. Share your love for the Irish music by hosting your own show on My Irish Radio. It's easy to get started. Just send us an email, myirishradio@gmail.com. Don't forget, you can listen 24/7 at myirishradio.com. Make My Irish Radio your Irish radio.
We see Ireland investing heavily in ensuring its cultural artifacts remain vital, both at home and abroad.
Absolutely. Take the Rooney Prize for Irish Literature. Ferdia Lennon was announced as the 2025 recipient, and this is not just a nice award.
No, it's a globally recognized honor.
It signals high literary achievement and actively boosts the reputation of Irish writers worldwide. It's a stamp of quality.
And that reputation is actively supported financially. This is where the strategic nature of cultural export comes in. The sources give concrete numbers on Culture Ireland funding.
The figures are striking. Over €1.1 million allocated to support 129 Irish arts projects.
Wow.
Covering dance, theater, music, visual arts across more than 33 countries.
Over 33 countries. That is a massive strategic footprint. For a relatively small country, that funding isn't just passive support. It's cultural diplomacy.
It is. It positions Irish artists in major international festivals and venues, making sure the cultural conversation is happening on a global stage.
It's necessary, too. International touring is often what makes a career for mid-level artists.
It really is. This funding ensures that Irish creativity isn't just consumed by the diaspora, it's engaging new international audiences, transforming culture into an active tool of national soft power and, economic engagement.
This focus on deep identity and tradition leads us logically to the layers of history being unearthed, literally. We shift from modern charts and global funding to diving deep into the bedrock of Ireland's past.
And these historical findings, they provide tangible evidence that Ireland has always been highly connected, not isolated. The specific recent finds are fascinating because they just span millennia.
Right. We have the discovery of Bronze Age axe heads in Westmeath. Genuinely ancient.
Providing insight into early metalworking and social structure.
But then you skip forward thousands of years and a Roman pot was discovered in Dublin.
The Roman pot is particularly noteworthy. Ireland was never formally conquered by Rome, so this discovery, it just raises immediate and profound questions about trade routes, cultural exchange.
Influence,
across ancient Europe. Was this an isolated merchant's possession, or does it fit into a wider, unrecorded pattern of Roman interaction? It really complicates the narrative of strict isolation.
And then jumping forward again, we see tangible evidence of later conflict. 17th century military artifacts discovered during excavations at Sligo's Green Fort.
And the specific details, like these military objects, they bring the history of colonization and conflict right up close. Makes it very immediate for the listener.
But history isn't just about what's pulled from the ground, is it? It's also about what's preserved above it.
A great point. The Moravian village of Gracehill in Antrim received UNESCO World Heritage status.
So why is that particular village so significant for UNESCO?
Well, Gracehill is a near-perfect example of a planned Moravian settlement built in the late 18th century with a very specific communal architectural and social layout.
So it's about the preservation of a whole system.
Exactly. Placing it on the global preservation map alongside giants like the pyramids or the Great Barrier Reef is a huge statement. It affirms the value of a specific, non-Gaelic, but historically vital piece of Irish community heritage.
So we have a society that celebrates Bronze Age axes, Roman imports, and 18th century Protestant planned communities. This deep historical awareness raises a critical question. How does a nation so steeped in its past simultaneously navigate the most immediate, complex social and political developments of the modern age?
Well, the sources move directly into several sensitive, high-stakes debates that show the national discussion in motion. And as always, we'll maintain a strictly impartial tone here, just reporting the currents noted in the source material.
Right, no endorsement. One item that deeply impacted communities was the tragic Bondi beach attack in Australia. The sources noted the profound fallout and the vigils held, especially within the vast Irish diaspora.
And that tragedy sparked immediate introspection, not just grief. The sources point out that this led to broader community discussions about safety and security.
And even prompted commentary from Ireland's chief rabbi.
Yes, regarding the nature of public life and community cohesion in the wake of such horrific, random violence.
Changing gears entirely, there's an ongoing and pretty fierce political discussion referenced regarding digital IDs for accessing pornography sites.
This is a classic global tension being debated locally. The source material explicitly details the exploration of age verification measures driven by child safety concerns, but also highlights the vigorous public debate.
around censorship.
Censorship, digital privacy, and the practical enforcement of such regulations. It's a minefield, isn't it?
It is. How do you mandate age verification without creating a vast, centrally held database of citizens' online activities? The sources show the debate is polarized.
Between those prioritizing immediate safety and those defending fundamental digital freedoms, it speaks to the challenges of regulating the internet at a national level.
Absolutely. And that debate around identity and definition, it extends to national symbolism itself. Another fascinating social movement referenced is this anti-hate initiative, where activists are aiming to reclaim the Irish tricolor from anti-immigrant groups.
This is a battle over narrative control, plain and simple.
It is. Anti-immigrant groups often co-opt national symbols. So by actively campaigning to reassert the tricolor, which was historically designed to symbolize reconciliation.
Right, between Catholic and Protestant traditions.
Activists are fighting to redefine the flag as a symbol of unity, inclusion, and a modern, diverse Ireland.
And it ties directly back to the theme of identity we saw driving the trad music comeback. People are actively seeking to define what Irishness means, whether through a genre of music or the symbolic meaning of their national banner.
Finally, on the media and cultural export front, the sources note the buzz generated by the new BBC period drama, House of Guinness,
which focuses on its depiction of Irish dynasties, wealth, and history.
It proves that the narratives of Irish identity, success, and dynasty remain hugely compelling internationally.
Whether it's a centuries-old Sean No song that finds new relevance, or a high-budget, globally distributed drama focused on a powerful family, Ireland's cultural stories, they just resonate far beyond its shores.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? We've covered vast territory, from the most immediate chart-topping hip-hop and the fragility of the jazz scene to the preservation of ancient sean-nós singing and strategic global arts funding. We've unearthed Bronze Age artifacts and debated the ethics of digital IDs.
If we synthesize the core themes, everything we discussed, the societal drive for connection through trad music, the battle for national identity and the tricolor movement, the active process of historical discovery, it's all centered on understanding where Ireland stands in this moment. It is relentlessly linking its ancient past to a complicated digital and globalized future.
And that leads us to our final provocative thought for you to carry forward, based on everything we've just analyzed. The source material presents a nation simultaneously investing heavily in the global export of culture, sending 129 projects to 33 countries.
While at the same time passionately celebrating hyper-local ancient traditions like Sean No singing and preserving highly specific regional heritage, like the Moravian village of Gracehill.
So consider this. Given the overwhelming global nature of pop culture, technology debates, and international politics, how does Ireland manage the inherent tension between successfully asserting its place in that global future?
Well, ensuring that these unique, deeply specific cultural elements, those localized things that truly define it, do not simply fade into universal homogenization.
That's the tension we leave you with.
That's it for this episode of My Irish Radio, Music and Culture News. Thanks for joining us. And remember, you can hear the best in Irish and Celtic music 24 hours a day at myirishradio.com. If you ever dreamed of sharing your favorite tunes and stories, now's your chance. Become one of the hosts. Host your own show right here on My Irish Radio. Just send us an email. It's easy as that. myirishradio@gmail.com. Until next time, it's Jamie Flanagan. Keep the music playing and keep Ireland in your heart.